to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Show here. Now then, whenever we last left off, Deku had just had somewhat, well, what can be best described as a mental breakdown. Since Bakugo and Tokuyami have been kidnapped by the League of Villains. Now then, with that being said, he got bandaged up, and saw that Muscular is missing an arm. Because we found the arm. We just need to find the rest of the guy. Now, Deku, he would get a call from his dad, and he would pick it up. As All Might, he is on his way after hearing what happened. He is currently running across the highway, and Deku can hear wind. Until All Might would bring his hand up covering the speaker, starting to ask questions about exactly what's going on, what happened, is everyone okay? As Deku would start explaining something. As soon as he finishes the sentence, All Might would be there. Since, well, yeah, the guy can move pretty fast. So I want to say he'd be able to get there in a couple of minutes, considering that the forest was about, I want to say a couple hours away. Because it took 2 hours to just fight through the forest and run through. Along with that, it was outside the city. So I want to say 4 to 5 minutes tops. Now, with that being said, Deku, he would just hang up the phone. As his dad would walk over and somewhat just be looking around. Seeing that all the students are okay and actually asking Aizawa what's going on. Aizawa and Deku trying to talk to him while All Might, he's just hearing one thing. He's hearing both of these two, but he's also trying to tone out a voice in his head. That's like an alarm blaring. Now, with that being said, All Might, he would finally get the explanation from Deku that he saw All For One once again. But it wasn't just him this time. It was him and Todoroki. They both saw him. So he is playing mind tricks. To which All Might would just look to her and she would just nod, saying that she did see him. Now, with that, they would all get things sorted out. As they would have been taken back to the city and actually moved into the dorms. Aizawa, he was basically somewhat talking to everyone and telling them exactly how things are going to be working here. Along with just kinda throwing a stare at these two. As people, or well, I want to say Sero and Kaminari would probably try making us, well, a very bad joke about. I was going to say a snide remark, but those two are too dumb to use that word. I'm sorry, but it's just true. Those two put together have the mental IQ of a coconut. Now, with that being said, everyone, they would have moved in and actually given the room tour, as they're all hanging out. Now, with that, Deku and Todoroki, they are actually just somewhat outside, trying to train and actually get things sorted out. As All Might would come by, he would just say that he left this at home, and they kinda missed it. Now, All Might would hand over Deku's mask, saying that this is a bit important. He understands everything. Now, along with that, Miss Yayorozu. She has informed me that you had a bit of a problem. Or well, incident. You went up higher again, correct? Yeah, Dad. Do you know how high you went? Not really. But I'm guessing I'm starting to climb more. I felt like I got a lot stronger. I'm not even sure how to describe it. Now, Deku, he would just say that, as he does ask exactly what are they going to be doing for training. The gravity room at UA isn't sorted for us, as he would point to Todoroki and himself, basically motioning for Class 1A, in the doors behind them. All Might would just go on saying that they have a gravity machine already on the way, so it should arrive within the next week. As they would walk back inside, hanging out with everyone else, along with Deku going by UA the next day to actually see Recovery Girl, and get that sorted out with his injuries, as she would warn him that breaking bones at this point might as well be his best solution. Since your muscles, they are getting stronger and more durable from this, yes, but it's also the worst form of training for you. Eventually, you're going to become as hard as a wall, but you might die before you get there, kid. To which Deku would somewhat try laughing, but it kinda doesn't really work. Now, with that being said, Deku and Todoroki, they would go to the hospital the next day, or well, the same day, and go to see their moms. Deku, he would have walked into his mom's hospital room as he does see the doctor actually administering her some medicine. He is injecting it into her arm, and Deku's a bit confused at what's in the needle. It doesn't seem like the regular, clear liquid, it seems a bit foggy. And, well, it's sort of just black. So, what's in the needle? Now, the doctor, he would have immediately looked at Deku, and somewhat just motioned him to close the door. Deku doing so, as he would wait for the doctor to walk outside the room. As the doctor would be basically carrying this medical tray, saying that he just gave his mom her daily injections. She doesn't really, well, for her quirk specifically, they kinda do have to give her protein injections, along with some electrolytes, since she kinda doesn't really drink a lot of water. Now, you may go see her now, young man. Thank you. Doctor? Yes, my boy. What exactly was that in the needle? It didn't look like any medicine I've ever seen. Ah, well, yes. It is a bit experimental. It's a special mix of her medicine and the vitamins we've prepared for her. Oh, alright. As Deku would just walk in, not really thinking about that. Trying to talk to his mom. She seems to be a bit more lucid today. And not just that, she seems a little bit scared. As Deku, he would just be talking to her and trying to get something information. He basically gets a couple words. Scared. Doctor. Hurt. And one he's not really sure about. As she would point to the injection site, the doctor just hit her with, and put her hands up, somewhat motioning them in a strange way. Deku, he's not really sure about what to do about that. As before she can say another word, her kind of body language somewhat changes. And the way she acts. She seemed to have a little bit of an episode. Since she kind of just went back to being a bit catatonic. Deku finds this to be a bit confusing. But, well, he's not really used to this, so he would just tell his mom that he'll come by and see her later, as he would give her a hug. As soon as he pulls her in, however, Inko would have, she put her hand into his pocket, and Deku would have noticed that. As he would somewhat back away and try and see exactly what she took. She didn't take anything, but she handed him a note. Deku's not sure about this, but he would just think that the look on her face, it's scared. What the hell? Are they doing something to her here? As Deku just walks out. This seems to be the note from the flowers his dad left. Or someone left. Now, Deku would walk down the hall and down the stairs. As he would go 2 doors down and make a left. Into the hallway and take a right. As he would walk into Todoroki's mom's medical room. Todoroki is talking with her, as Deku is someone just holding this note. Now, they would just ask him exactly what is going on, since, well, he looks a bit more confused and concerned about what this is, other than the whole situation. Todoroki, she just looks at Deku, and she sees his face. It's a bit confused. So exactly, what's wrong? It's nothing, it's just, my mom handed me this. She tried to stuff it in my pocket. Okay, what does it say? As Deku would just somewhat uncrumple it. As his eyes whiten, it's completely written out. The entire alphabet's here, the words are correct, there's no spelling errors. It's much more progress than his mom's ever made. And this is a handwritten note from her. Not even then. What it says kind of shocks him a bit more. Dear Midoriya, I'm still in here somewhere. I'm not sure what's going on, but that doctor. Anytime I start to come back or wear off of whatever's in my system, he just puts more in. This vial of liquid. It feels dark and cold. It's bad. I get that same feeling from that night when my quirk was taken away. Those words kind of sound different to say out loud. I'm quirkless. Yeah. But that's not what I'm trying to talk to you about right now. Listen, that doctor, he's evil. I'm fairly certain he works with All for One. Whatever you need to do, get him away from me. Now, that man, he has more of that strange liquid somewhere in the hospital. He keeps it here and frozen somewhere. So, whatever you need to do, get All Mights, get the heroes. Just please tell someone. I'm not sure where I need to put this to hide it from him. They usually try and sweep my room every day to make sure I don't have contraband or, well, anything I can use to hurt myself or other people. But also, just please remember, if you're reading this, I love you. As Deku somewhat tears up. And you can see the tears slowly form to rage. Deku just pulling up his phone and immediately calling his dad. He would just close the door as he begins to whisper to him, saying that they have a bit of a problem. What is it, my boy? Why are you whispering? Listen, Dad, it's about Mom. Whatever's going on here, it's different. The doctor she's seeing, we thought he was just a family doctor, but he's different. Mom made a note. What? Son, she can barely form sentences. I know, but that's just it. I saw the doctor administer her some medicine today, and she described exactly what she said was being injected into her. Not even that, during that night with her getting attacked, apparently the chemical does wear off. To where he would somewhat, gasp. Deku clearly hearing his heart skip a beat even though he's not there to see it. As All Might would just say that he'll do what he can. Just stay at the hospital right now. Or if you need to, just return to the dorms. We'll try and get this all sorted out. Alright. Bye, Dad. As Deku would hang up the phone. Ray, she does actually ask questions and try and get a bit of answers. Saying that for as long as she's been here, that doctor's never seemed to be sketchy. But, well, he's not her physician. So, as Todoroki just turned back to Deku. She sees the look on his face, and she knows exactly where that look heads to. It usually ends with someone being put through a wall, or usually with his body being broken and something destroyed. But this is different. Deku, he just walks out of the room, not even sure what to say or do. Todoroki immediately just saying, "Bye, Mom," as she would somewhat turn chasing after him, saying that they'll be back soon, as Deku just heads off. He would have made it halfway back to UA, before Todoroki was able to catch up to him. Now, she would just be asking him exactly what is wrong with him. Why won't you just talk? As Deku would turn, saying that his whole life, everything and every day since I was young, it's been plagued by the man in the mask, all for one. Not just that, I learned that I have a chance at getting my mother back. I have a chance at putting my life back together. As Deku's eyes begin to water, he just drops to his knees, his head in his hands, saying that if he has any chance of getting a normal life back, he'll try, he'll fight for it. But, well, as Todoroki, she would just pick him up, basically bringing him back to his feet, saying that she gets it. You're probably more likely to have a normal life than I am. But, hey. As she would just go on saying that this is different. If the doctor suspects that something's going on, then it's gonna be trouble. Now, as soon as that is said, there is a loud sound. There is an explosion at the hospital. As Deku would have heard this on the news, immediately running back that direction. As he would have done one thing whenever he realizes that he can't get through the area. Todoroki, she's standing right next to him, as Deku would have immediately grabbed her and flown upwards. People taking notice of this, thinking that he's a pro. As Deku would have flown directly in front of the hospital, and these two would, drop to the ground, immediately dashing in. As you have the doctor, who isn't in league with All for One. He is trying to make his way out to the hospital, and he's actually threatening All Might with a patient. He's threatening him with a patient that is actually somewhat a Nomu, or well, seems to be one. But that's just the case. Whatever this thing is, it's clearly humanoid. Now, All for One, he would have immediately just opened a portal, as the doctor would have tried backing into it. The patient would have lunged forward, as All Might would try and fight past it, or at least throw it to the side, as he went for the knife that the doctor's pointing at this person's throat. The doctor just pushing the lady forward into All Might's. All Might, he immediately would grab the person as the doctor would go to slash up at All Might's face, and or into his own throat. But this is whenever a hand would reach out, grabbing the doctor by the back of his shirt, as it would just pull him straight through. As the portal would close, and the doctor, he's gone. All Might would have set the wound down, as he does actually turn facing this creature. as it would somewhat begin to speak. It speaks in a gargled tone, somewhat recognizable, but not at all, as it would just run straight for All Might. This was an experimental high-end Nomu, so it's around, well, the low-class Nomu, but it's closer to mid-range, since it was actually still in development. Now, with that being said, All Might, he would have immediately just had this thing run into him as it would try tackling him outside. All Might allowing this, but Deku, he would have saw that that is not the best tactic, as the two would have began cracking through the wall. Deku would have ran forward and immediately jumped into flight, as he would have just told his dad to move. Him actually doing so, as Deku would have just smashed the Nomu straight through the wall, and out of the glass window, as he would just start flying upwards, as he starts to actually punch in and beat into this thing, turning on One for All. He knows that he can just use One for All at this point to use, well, not, without using his quirk. So if he just uses it right now, he can still recover. Good. Now, with that being said, Deku, he would have immediately start punching in this thing, as he's just going straight upwards. There's no civilians up here, so he can let loose a little bit, actually being able to punch into this thing and actually fight with it, as Deku flies somewhere he knows what should be open. Now, he would have flown directly over the forest, as he would have dropped the Nomu. It just began to fly downwards and spiral out of control. Deku turning off his quirk. He turns off Float as he turns on One for All and Kaioken, as he comes straight up, falling down towards the Nomu. He begins to just go into a missile dive, as he's just diving faster and faster and faster, as he would just start by barreling close enough to the Nomu to where as soon as the Nomu would hit the ground, Deku would smash into it with enough force to tear it apart. As he is tired, he then hears his phone ring, as it is All Might and Todoroki. He's gotten a missed call from two of them, and he's actually gotten a missed call from Aizawa and a couple other people. They know that he was at the hospital, so they are clearly worried about him. Now then, Deku, he would have answered the next call that came in, as Todoroki is being a bit frantic. Deku would just ask her what's wrong, as she was, it's just that, where are you? We need to help you with that thing. We don't know what, as Deku would just cut her off, saying that, it's okay. I handled it. How? Well, I'm in the forest right now. I kind of just took it down. Whatever this thing is, it's nowhere near as powerful as that one at the USJ. So we're fine. I was actually able to take it out in a few seconds. What? But you flew off with it. Yeah, I kinda did. I didn't want people to get hurt. Besides, there's no... Well, how should I put this? There's no civilians in the air. Huh. Jeez, you had me worried. Yeah, I'm sorry. As Deku would turn to make sure the Nomu's dead, waiting for a minute before he realizes it's not actually going to regenerate, and then flying off. Now then, Deku would have arrived back at the hospital, seeing Todoroki, as Rei, she would just somewhat be clapping, saying that that was impressive. She can't wait till the day that they're both pros. Thanks, Miss Todoroki. Well, that's fine. Besides, I'm fairly certain that they'll make sure to keep that doctor away from her, as Inko would be prescribed an actual Hero Association doctor. Let's say Recovery Girl. Now then, with that being said, after today's events, things are a bit crazy, as they would have arrived back at the dorms. Todoroki and Deku would somewhat hang out on the couch, as they are just chilling. Now, she would have just been asking Deku exactly what's going to be the plan for this. What do you mean? Well, as she would somewhat just turn to him, saying that if his mom does get better, then what about my mom? I've been thinking about trying to get my dad, as she somewhat just has a sour look on her face, saying that she's been thinking about getting him in to see her, but she's not sure if it would be a good idea. Deku, he would just go on saying that she seems to be a lot better. She actually did leave her room. So, if you do take Endeavor to see your mom, take Fuyuma, or Fuyumi, and your brother. I'm pretty sure they want to see her too. Yeah, actually, Fuyuma's been so busy, and I'm not sure what my brother's been up to. They saw her last year, or, yeah, they saw her not too long ago. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure I need to do that. As Deku would have done one thing. He sees her somewhat muttering, as he would have pulled her closer to him, and had begun to say that she was muttering again. Sorry, don't. It's a bit cute. As she would begin blushing, she would try taking control of the situation, actually somewhat moving on top of Deku, saying that it's not going to be that easy this time. Besides, as she would just bend down, kissing Midoriya, as the two would begin to make out. Now then, that is going to be where I leave this part off of, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.